Welcome to the next episode of the Grant and Graham podcast. In this podcast, we will be going into legal protections and specific understanding copyright, definition and scope. Copyright is a legal right that grants the creator of original works exclusive rights to its use and distribution, typically for a limited time. In the context of software, this means the code, structure, and documentation can be protected. How copyright applies to software. Software copyright protects the expression of ideas in code, but not the ideas themselves. This includes source code, object code, and sometimes the user interface and documentation. Registration process. Steps to register software. Prepare the application, including a description of the software and the code. Submit the application to the relevant authority, e.g. U.S. Copyright Office. Pay the required fees and provide any necessary supplementary materials. Benefits of registration. Registration is not mandatory, but it provides legal advantages, such as the ability to sue for statutory damages and attorney's fees in case of infringement. Copyright notices. Crafting effective notices. Include a clear copyright statement with the year of creation and the owner's name. For example, 2024, XYZ Software Inc., all rights reserved. Placement in code and documentation. Place notices in the header of source code files and in user documentation to ensure visibility. Case studies. Examples of copyright infringement and protection: Oracle America Inc. Court v. Google Inc. Overview. This case is one of the most significant and complex legal battles in the software industry, revolving around the use of Java APIs in Google's Android operating system. Oracle, which acquired Sun Microsystems and its Java technology, sued Google, claiming that Google's use of Java API packages in Android infringed its copyrights. Background. Java and APIs. Java, developed by Sun Microsystems, is a widely used programming language and computing platform. An API, application programming interface, allows different software applications to communicate with each other. Java APIs include pre-written code that developers can use to perform common programming tasks. Android development. Google developed Android, a mobile operating system, which quickly became one of the most popular platforms for smartphones. In creating Android, Google used 37 Java API packages. Legal issues. Copyrightability of APIs. The central legal question was whether APIs could be copyrighted. Oracle argued that the structure, sequence, and organization (SSO) of the Java APIs were protectable by copyright, while Google contended that APIs were a functional aspect of the software and not subject to copyright. Fair use defense. Google also argued that even if the APIs were copyrighted, their use constituted fair use under copyright law, allowing limited use of copyrighted material without permission for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research. Court proceedings. District Court, 2012. The jury found that Google had indeed copied the Java API packages, but it was undecided on whether this constituted fair use. Judge William Alsup ruled that the structure, sequence, and organization of the Java APIs were not copyrightable. Federal Circuit, 2014. On appeal, the Federal Circuit reversed Judge Alsup's ruling, holding that the Java APIs were copyrightable, and remanded the case to determine whether Google's use constituted fair use. District Court, 2016. A second jury trial found that Google's use of the Java APIs was fair use. Federal Circuit, 2018. Oracle appealed again, and the Federal Circuit reversed the jury's fair use finding, ruling in favor of Oracle and remanding the case for a determination of damages. Supreme Court, 2021. The U.S. Supreme Court ultimately ruled in favor of Google, holding that its use of the Java API packages in Android was a fair use. The court recognized the transformative nature of Google's use and emphasized the importance of fair use in the context of software development. Key takeaways. Copyrightability of APIs. This case highlighted the contentious issue of whether APIs can be protected by copyright. The Supreme Court did not make a definitive ruling on this point, leaving some ambiguity in the legal landscape. Fair use in software. The ruling underscored the importance of the fair use doctrine in fostering innovation and competition within the software industry. The court's decision emphasized that re-implementing APIs to create new and transformative products can constitute fair use. Impact on the software industry. The outcome has significant implications for software developers. providing greater freedom to use existing APIs in new ways, thereby promoting interoperability and innovation. Other high-profile cases: Apple Inc. v. Microsoft Corp. Overview. This case, known as the Look and Feel lawsuit, involved Apple suing Microsoft and Hewlett-Packard in 1988, alleging that they had infringed on the copyright of Apple's Macintosh Graphical User Interface, GUI. Background. Macintosh GUI. Apple's Macintosh was one of the first personal computers to use a GUI, which included elements like windows, icons, and menus. Windows OS, Microsoft's Windows operating system, also utilized a GUI with similar elements. Legal issues. Look and feel. Apple argued that the overall look and feel of its GUI was protected by copyright and that Microsoft's Windows and HP's New Wave software copied these elements. Court proceedings. Initial ruling. The court ruled in favor of Microsoft and HP, stating that the GUI elements in question were not copyrightable because they were functional rather than creative. Appeals. The decision was upheld on appeal, establishing that functional aspects of software interfaces are not protected by copyright. Key takeaways. Functional versus creative. The case set a precedent that functional aspects of software interfaces, which are necessary for the program's operation, are not protected by copyright. Only the creative, non-functional elements can be copyrighted. Influence on GUI design. The ruling allowed for greater freedom in GUI design, promoting innovation and competition in the software industry. Atari Games Corp. v. Nintendo of America Inc. Overview. Atari sued Nintendo in 1988, claiming that Nintendo's lockout chip technology, which prevented unauthorized games from running on the Nintendo Entertainment System, NES, constituted unfair competition. Background. Lockout chip. Nintendo implemented a lockout chip in the NES to prevent unlicensed games from being played, thereby controlling the software that could be used on its platform. Reverse engineering. Atari reverse engineered the lockout chip to create compatible games without Nintendo's authorization. Legal issues. Copyright infringement. Nintendo sued Atari for copyright infringement, claiming that Atari's reverse engineering of the lockout chip violated Nintendo's copyrights. Court proceedings. District Court. The court ruled in favor of Nintendo, stating that reverse engineering to create a compatible product did not constitute fair use and that Atari had infringed Nintendo's copyrights. Key takeaways. Reverse engineering. The case emphasized the limitations of reverse engineering in software, particularly when it involves circumventing technological protection measures. Platform control. It highlighted the rights of platform owners to control the software ecosystem and prevent unauthorized use of their technology. Importance of copyright in protecting software. These cases illustrate the critical role of copyright in protecting software and the various complexities involved in applying copyright law to software development. Key lessons include: clear definitions. Establishing clear boundaries between what constitutes protected expression and unprotected functional elements is essential. Fair use. The doctrine of fair use remains a vital consideration in software development, allowing for certain uses of copyrighted material without permission, fostering innovation and competition. Innovation versus protection. Balancing IP protection with the need to promote innovation is a recurring theme in software copyright cases. Legal decisions must consider the impact on technological progress and market competition. By understanding these landmark cases, software developers and companies can better navigate the complex landscape of copyright law, ensuring they protect their creations while fostering a culture of innovation and compliance. Patents. What is a software patent? Definition and criteria for patentability. A software patent protects a specific process or method implemented by software. To be patentable, the invention must be novel, non-obvious, and useful. Differences between patents and other IP types. Patents protect inventions, copyrights protect expressions of ideas, and trademarks protect brand identifiers. Patent application process, steps, and requirements. Conduct a thorough prior art search to ensure the invention is unique. Draft and file a detailed patent application with claims defining the scope of the invention. Work with a patent attorney to navigate the examination process. Provisional patents versus full patents. Provisional patents allow early filing dates and are less formal, giving a year to file a full patent application. Challenges and controversies. Common issues in software patenting. Issues include defining the boundaries of software patents and ensuring they don't stifle innovation. Balancing innovation and IP rights. Discuss how patents can both incentivize and hinder innovation, using examples like the controversy over software patents in the EU. Case studies. Significant software patents and legal battles. Alice Corp v. CLS Bank International. Overview. Alice Corp v. CLS Bank International is a landmark Supreme Court case that significantly impacted the patentability of software. The ruling, issued in 2014, clarified the standards for determining whether software-related inventions are eligible for patents under U.S. law. Background. Alice Corp's patents. Alice Corporation held several patents related to a computerized trading platform for mitigating settlement risk. The patents described methods and systems for using a third-party intermediary to ensure that both parties to a financial transaction fulfilled their obligations. CLS Bank's challenge. CLS Bank, which operated a global currency transaction system, challenged the validity of Alice Corp's patents, arguing that the patents were not eligible for protection because they covered abstract ideas. Legal issues. Patent eligibility. The central question was whether the patents covered patentable subject matter under 35 U.S.C. FLAC 101, which excludes abstract ideas, natural phenomena, and laws of nature from patentability. Abstract ideas. Determining whether the patents merely claimed an abstract idea, i.e., the concept of intermediated settlement, and whether the implementation of that idea on a computer was sufficient to make it patentable. Court proceedings. District Court. The District Court ruled in favor of CLS Bank, finding that Alice Corp's patents were directed to an abstract idea and did not add any inventive concept to transform the idea into a patent-eligible invention. Federal Circuit. The Federal Circuit initially reversed the District Court's decision, but later affirmed it on an en banc review, highlighting the divided opinions on the issue of software patentability. Supreme Court. The Supreme Court unanimously affirmed the Federal Circuit's en banc decision, holding that the claims were directed to an abstract idea and that merely implementing an abstract idea on a generic computer did not make it patentable. Key takeaways. Two-part test. The Supreme Court established a two-part test for determining patent eligibility. Step 1. Determine whether the claims are directed to a patent-ineligible concept, such as an abstract idea. Step 2. If so, determine whether the elements of the claim, individually and as an ordered combination, transform the nature of the claim into a patent-eligible application, i.e., whether there is an inventive concept sufficient to ensure that the patent amounts to significantly more than a patent on the ineligible concept itself. Impact on software patents. The ruling has had a profound impact on the patentability of software-related inventions. Many software patents have been invalidated under the Alice test, leading to increased scrutiny of software patent applications. Clarification of abstract ideas. The decision clarified that merely implementing an abstract idea on a computer does not make it patentable. To be eligible, a software patent must involve more than just an abstract idea and must include an inventive concept. Other significant cases. Mayo Collaborative Services v. Prometheus Laboratories, Inc. Overview. This Supreme Court case, decided in 2012, addressed the patentability of medical diagnostic tests, but its principles have been applied to software patents as well. Background. Prometheus patents. Prometheus Laboratories held patents for a method of administering a drug, measuring metabolites, and adjusting dosages based on the measurements. Mayo's challenge. Mayo Collaborative Services argued that the patents claimed natural laws and thus were not patentable. Legal issues. Natural laws. The central issue was whether the patents merely claimed natural laws and whether the steps of administering, measuring, and adjusting constituted an inventive concept. Court proceedings. Supreme Court. The court ruled that the patents were invalid because they effectively claimed natural laws and that the additional steps did not transform the natural law into a patent-eligible application. Key takeaways. Precedent for Alice. The Mayo decision set a precedent for the Alice case, reinforcing the requirement for an inventive concept beyond a natural law or abstract idea. Broad implications. The ruling has broad implications for patents in various fields, including software where similar principles apply. Bilski v. Kapos. Overview. Bilski v. Kapos is another landmark Supreme Court case decided in 2010 that addressed the patentability of business methods and set the stage for subsequent decisions on software patents. Background: Bilski's patent application. Bernard Bilski and Rand Warsaw applied for a patent on a method of hedging risks in commodities trading. USPTO rejection. The United States Patent and Trademark Office, USPTO, rejected the application, stating that the method was an abstract idea. Legal issues. Patentability of business methods. The main issue was whether business methods are eligible for patents and the standards for determining patent eligibility. Court proceedings. Supreme Court. The court affirmed the rejection, ruling that Bilski's method was an abstract idea and not patentable. The decision emphasized that abstract ideas are not patentable unless they are applied in a novel and non-obvious manner. Key takeaways. Machine or transformation test. The court introduced the machine or transformation test as a useful tool for determining patent eligibility, but clarified that it was not the sole test. Abstract ideas. The ruling reinforced that abstract ideas are not patentable unless they include an inventive concept that transforms them into a practical application. DDR Holdings LLC v. Hotels.com LP. Overview. This Federal Circuit case, decided in 2014, is notable for upholding the validity of a software patent post-Alice, demonstrating that software patents can still be granted if they meet the right criteria. DDR Holdings patents. DDR Holdings held patents related to generating a composite web page that combines certain visual elements of a host website with content of a third-party merchant. Hotels.com's challenge. Hotels.com and other defendants argued that the patents were invalid under the Alice decision as they claimed an abstract idea. Legal issues. Abstract idea and inventive concept. The key issue was whether the patent claims were directed to an abstract idea and whether they included an inventive concept. Court proceedings. Federal Circuit. The court upheld the validity of the patents, finding that the claims were not directed to an abstract idea. Instead, they addressed a problem unique to the Internet and provided a specific technical solution. Key takeaways. Technical solutions. The case highlights that software patents providing specific technical solutions to problems can be valid. Post-Alice landscape. It demonstrates that despite the restrictive nature of the Alice ruling, software patents can still be obtained if they meet the criteria of providing an inventive concept beyond an abstract idea. Importance of software patents in legal battles. These cases illustrate the evolving nature of software patentability and the importance of legal battles in shaping the landscape. Key lessons include evolving standards. The standards for determining software patent eligibility have evolved through court decisions, with a focus on ensuring that patents promote genuine innovation rather than merely protecting abstract ideas. Inventive concept. The requirement for an inventive concept beyond an abstract idea is crucial in distinguishing patentable software inventions. Impact on innovation. Legal precedents influence how companies approach software development and patent strategy, balancing the need for protection with the need to foster innovation and competition. Understanding these landmark cases helps software developers, legal professionals, and companies navigate the complex terrain of software patents, ensuring that their inventions meet the criteria for patentability and can be effectively protected.